Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Southern Kingdompreneur. And today we'll be talking about teen parenting. And we just want to uplift and inspire each and every one of you to let you know that we are high school sweethearts and we have made it this far into marriage and that you can do it as well. So I just want to get up here and just share my story and the process pretty much. And so when I was a teen parent, I found out that we were having a baby, and I was afraid. I was afraid, and I was excited at the same time. I was excited that I was going to be a father because it's something new, and it's something that something I dreamed about being later on in life. I was afraid that it was happening so quickly. That was one of the things. It was the responsibility that was put on me as an immature as I was then. So I really didn't know the responsibility that came with being a parent. So with that being said, I was trying to understand the responsibility and pretty much what a parent was, and like I said, I was immature at the time, so I really didn't have that perspective and perspective of a parent, which was to always the kid is a number one priority. I was so focused on my friends partying, and look at her face over here. I was so focused on other things instead of what I had to do as a parent. And so it became a challenge, and it brought tension between me and her. And it also became a challenge me being a provider. I was working at a grocery store making $100 a week. And I was driving a V8, so it wasn't adding up, y'all. It wasn't adding up. I mean, gas pretty much took out my whole check, and so I was trying to provide for the baby, get the baby Pampers, get the baby clothes. So it was just giving me a reality of how hard it was, to be a provider during that time, and especially when you're on a limited income, and so, like I said, I just knew. I had to grow. I knew I had to pretty much develop myself and get myself and pretty much elevate myself to a place where I could provide for my child, also provide for her as well. So I had to find me a new job. I did get me a new job at a Walmart. I did get a job at Walmart, so I got a little boost, right, a little boost up, and so it became more easier to support them. Um, but I would say with more money became more bills and stuff like that because I went and actually got an actual car payment and that I didn't need. So it's sometimes based off your decisions, y'all got to make smart decisions. Don't be like me, trying to keep up with everybody else, trying to keep up with my friends. That I bought a new car and couldn't even afford it. Look at her face. I couldn't even afford it, and now my baby needs some Pampers, and my baby needs some formula, and I don't have the money. So I just want to share that with you. Don't make my same mistakes. And so that's just a little bit of mine. I'm gonna let Kiara give her some insight, and then we're just gonna alternate. And so Kiara, give me some of your insight, and give the people some of your insight of what you experienced, and we're dealing with me.
Oh, Lord. So, being 18 and being teen parents, that was extremely hard. It was a big adjustment, and dealing with him was a big adjustment when we became teen parents, y'all. It's like everything hit the fan. Like, we were lovey-dovey before we had a baby. And then when a baby came, it's like I'm grown up. He still got to do some growing.
Sure,
So we start clashing heads. We start clashing heads a lot. And it is like you grow up fast. You have to grow up mentally. You have to grow up. Of course, you grow up physically, but mentally is where you have to grow up. It's a mindset thing. And for me, I had to do a lot of growing up. I had a newborn baby girl, and there were things that I even told him when we were dating, like there were things I didn't want to hand down to my child, that my parents, things I dealt with my parents, and my parents are great parents also, but there are things, of course, that are passed down and called generational cycles, generational curses. I didn't want those things passed down to my child, and one of those things with her growing up in a two-parent household, well, separate households with us, and also separating after we had a baby. And relationship wise, it did come to a point where we did separate. We did separate. Moving in together was a big step. That was a very big step, and a lot of adjusting. And even as a teen parent, I did think at a point my life was over. I felt like I couldn't go off to school. Like I just had to work a job for the rest of my life. That even the goals and dreams that we shared with each other when we were dating, it just felt like they weren't going to happen because we had a newborn baby. So I'm here to tell you all that it is very doable. It might be extremely hard, but it's doable. You're not another statistic. You're not another young person with a baby, who can't make it in life. It's like I said, you are not another statistic, and it is doable. We are here to tell you guys that it's doable.
It is doable.
And again, it's hard adjusting being 18 or whatever age you all may be as teen parents. It is hard to adjust to being a teen parent. You might feel like you let yourself down, you let family down, but just know you have not. And we are here to encourage you guys. This is why we are being so transparent and opening up to you all, because we're here and we want to help others and also encourage others that you can make it, and that life is not over for you all. And even relationship, when you're a teen parent, there are a lot more things that you do discover about one another that you did not know. But relationships also, they can be fixed, and they can also be restored. And it might not be easy, especially when you're on two different pages, and you got one always trying to club and party out and hang out with friends, and y'all are just on two different pages. It might not be easy, and I'm not saying to even allow someone to disrespect you. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is that relationship that you feel like it can't be worked on, being a teen parent, you just might feel like giving up even on that relationship with the child's father. If you both are doing the work and you both are putting in for it, it can definitely be fixed.
It definitely can be fixed. But it takes two. It does take two on both parts to work together, to come together to find a solution. Sometimes you gotta put aside y'all differences and just come together for the baby's sake. And like I said, we're not getting up here and telling you to stick something out if it's not working. We're not telling you that. We're just letting you know that it is possible. What happens is it has to be a change of. It got to be a change of perspective. For which individual it is. It could be the man, it could be the woman, but it got to be a change of perspective. That it's not so much at that particular time that your life is. It's not so much a sacrifice at that particular time. It's just your perspective have changed, and now you're focused on raising a child. So it's not like your dreams, something ever happened to those dreams with no goals. Those dreams and those goals are still there, and it's very much alive. But what happened is just a change of perspective and focus. This is what I'm focused on now, and so this is what I gotta do now. This is the number one priority now. And so those dreams are still there. They're still achievable. And like I said, it's not so much you are sacrificing your whole life and all this. You hear these statistics and things. right? It's just not that. It's just a change of perspective. The dreams and goals are still achievable, right? So if you had a dream to go to school, to be that nurse, to be that doctor, guess what? It's still achievable. It's even achievable with a baby. In the teenage years, right? It's still achievable. And we are living proof that that the things that you planned back then are still achievable. But at that time, what we had to do, we had to change our perspective of what we was focusing on at a particular time. We couldn't focus on our dreams right then because now we got a baby. Now we got something that's more valuable than our dreams. My child is more valuable than my career and my dreams. Because it's no longer about me, or it's no longer about me and her. It's about that child that she at that time can have the best possible future, that she can have a better childhood than I had. And so that was my main focus. So my perspective changed until she got to an age where she could pretty much, she wasn't so much needy, that she could pretty much take care of herself. That is when some of the dreams, I put some of the dreams and things back into play. So people like to call it a pause. I call it a change of perspective, because that's what it really is. And so I just wanted to encourage you, encourage he or she that may be going through that thing, trying to figure out whether they should stay and make it work, right? So if you listen, for me, it's just a knowing, y'all. It is. I can't really get up here and explain it too much. It's just a knowing. I just knew that this is where I supposed to have been, or with her, where I supposed to have been with, and I knew that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. It was just something. I can't really explain it at that time. It was just a knowing. Like, it was just a knowing. She was somebody that I could really be around and be myself, right? Be myself, and it was just connection that I knew that even if something was to have, even though we did have our little ups and downs, right? The ups and downs, me partying, going out here talking to different women when I was doing it, dating phase, right? It was something that if I can try to pinpoint it, I got the right word for it, but it's gonna come to me. But she and my child was more important, even though what happened, I didn't have a change of perspective yet, and I was just more focused on partying at that time. So a change of perspective can change everything for you, and it becomes whatever you change your perspective to becomes your reality at the particular moment. But it's only temporary, and that's what you gotta make it. You gotta make it a temporary perspective, like, so you can continue your dreams that I wanted to share. And so I believe Kiara, she gonna take over, because I don't want to talk the whole video. I will, but she gonna take over a little bit, and we're gonna dive deeper into that teen parenting, because y'all, we see it on TV. Was it Pregnant at 16? Teen moms and stuff like that, right? It's a lot of drama, right? It's a lot of drama going on, and let me tell y'all, it was a lot of drama, right? It was a lot of drama between me and her, right? And so it was not all peaches and cream, y'all. It was not between us. Everything was not all good during that time, but we were just, even at that time, y'all, we was two people that wouldn't give up on each other. And we really didn't give up on each other. Even though we separated from each other, we still stayed in contact with each other. And we just, like I said, it was just that's my word for it. It was just a knowing. I just knew that this is the woman I want to spend my life with, and that no matter what obstacle, no matter what's standing in my way, I was gonna be with her. Regardless, I don't care if I had to jump in the line then. I'll take that back. I wouldn't jump in the line then. I ain't going out like that. But I was just trying to add a little humor to it, y'all, to make y'all laugh. So, Kiara, just dive into that a little bit, and just let the teen parents know that it's not gonna be easy. It's a process.
It is, because you're two young people trying to pretty much figure out who you are and what it is. Like, you're trying to figure out what your purpose and your identity. And as a young person, it's a journey to just figure out who you are. Even being a new mom, there was a time where I lost myself in being a new mom. Even in my marriage, y'all, there was a time where I lost myself after giving birth. You give birth, it's like you have a crisis. But you try to figure out, who are you besides being a mom or being a girlfriend, being a mom and a wife? Like, who are you? And that's a question that I have for myself. Who is Kiara outside of being a mom and a girlfriend, or being a mom and being a wife? So self-care and self-love is the best thing that you can do and give yourself. Self-love is not selfish. It's not selfish at all. And I'm elaborating, even being a teen mom, going through postpartum depression. That was something that I went through. And it was something that I had never experienced before. And even then, we were going through, in our relationship, while I was fighting with postpartum depression. So don't be scared to reach out. Don't be scared to talk to someone. And even if you need to talk to me, y'all, I am here. And I'm open, and I'm being transparent, because I know there are a lot of moms, not just teen moms, wives, women. There are a lot of women that go through postpartum depression after giving birth. There are a lot of women that go through losing themselves as a mom and even as a wife. So I'm here, you guys, if you do want to talk about it. And even when he said he was out here clubbing and talking to different women, he was. And it got to a point where we did split up, and I started trying to date other people. But how he said, it was knowing that I was his person. I knew at the end of the day that he was my person. Everybody else annoyed me. Like, this is not my man. Like, you're annoying me. So I knew he was my person. It was a bunch of ups and downs, a lot of ups and downs. But we're here to say, if we did get through it, you guys, you can definitely get through it. And even dreams, don't put your dreams on hold for anybody. A baby might cause delays and detours, but a baby does not stop the show at all. And you are not another statistic. You are not.
You are not. And that's so true, because I just want to say that it's so true. I'm sorry, y'all. It's just the presence of the Holy Spirit. I'm serious. It really just came upon me right then. I was about to say this, but every child is a miracle, and I really just about to say this, and I just felt that really strong right then. Every child is a miracle, and so if you look at that perception of that purpose of life, when I really didn't understand at that time that I'm about to have a child, but I never really knew what that child was going to do to me. And that child made me grow and made me mature, made me pretty much grow up rapidly in a way that was needed. It was needed for who I was going to become today and who I am today. And so that child back then, my daughter, when we, her being being a teen parent, made me find a part of my identity back then, or who I was going to be, and I just want to share that with you. Every child is a miracle, and you just never know. That child is building you for something. It's building you for something, and it's molding you. It's also molding and helping you become something, something for the future, right? And so if you're going to be say you're going to be a doctor, right? You're going to be a doctor and you have a child at a young age. Well, that child is teaching you something about how to interact with children when they come to the doctor. And so, it's kind of hard for somebody that never really had children to interact with children, because they don't really have an understanding of those of those, of children, especially even in the medical field sometimes, as I've seen before, Um, so I just want to share that. I just want to share that right there. That every child is a miracle. So don't feel like it's a burden. It's a burden or it's a setback. Every child's a miracle. That child has been placed there for a reason, and it really has. And I just wanted to share that with you. So
Well, even with our third baby, that was a major surprise.
it was, and it was a surprise.
Yeah.
It was a surprise, but I would say that I'm telling you, children were placed there for a reason, y'all. It really is placed there for a reason. It's something. It's something that God has in store for you. Every child that you have is something unique. It's something. It's a unique lesson that comes from each child, and so she can relate. It was a unique lesson from my daughter. From my son, even from my last daughter. It was a lesson that came for those three, and that it also made us who we are today. And I can reflect back and tell them I actually learned something from them. Just from them being born, I actually learned something about myself, y'all. Really, I really did. And pretty much where I was at in life and where I was headed. And so I just wanted to share that with you, that it's not it's not an ending point for you. It really ain't. We just want to inspire you. Like I said, if for fellas, I don't know if some fellas watching this and you're a teen parent, if you don't feel like reaching out to my wife, or reach out to her, reach out to me. Like I said, I've been there. I understand, and that's what we're here for. We're here to just to help out. How can we help? How can we help? So I think Kiara want to add something in there.
Oh, I was speaking on babies. They do not fix relationships. They do not fix relationships or marriages. No, I'm just saying they don't.
Oh no, they don't.
Because that's a tale that goes around.
Babies don't fix. And they do say that.
They don't.
They don't because the problems are still there. The problems are still there. And that's one thing we talked about. I believe in our first video that that you need to settle. Whatever y'all going through, whatever your spouse are going through, whatever y'all got going on, that y'all need to go ahead and settle it. Put it in the air and clear it, y'all. Go ahead and get it off your chest, because it ain't gonna do nothing but cause problems.
Yeah, and you don't want to pass them down to your kids.
You want to
pass those down to your kids. And even with our third baby in our marriage, when I was carrying her, that was one of our worst seasons in our marriage ever. Worst seasons. And I still stick to, babies do not fix marriages and relationships, but God did know what he was doing when he did give us her, because she was a birth control baby. So she came and shook us up. But God knew what he was doing when he gave her us, even in our worst season of marriage, because she brought so much joy to our marriage.
She did.
When she did come, she brought so much joy, as well as our other two. And it made us want to keep pushing and working for our marriage and our family.
That is so true. And we just, like I said, we just want to encourage y'all. We really do want to encourage you and lift you up and let you know that it's nothing too hard. It's not too hard when God got his hand in it. And we just want to thank you for tuning in today. And like I said, we love y'all. We really do, from the bottom of our hearts. And so our next video is going to be about foundation, and not so much just a title foundation, but to highlight why it's so important to have God as a foundation, especially coming into marriage and all through your marriage, for him to be first and a foundation that you build your marriage upon. And so that's going to be our next video, and we are excited to share that with you. So like I said, reach out to us if you need us. If you can follow us on Facebook, reach out to us, send us a message up here on the YouTube channel. and we'll get back with you. We'll respond back with you in a timely fashion, I want to say. And so thank you once again, y'all, and we love y'all. So
Bye.
Bye.